Hey guys! So, it's been a while. I have been so incredibly busy this year working on my paranormal channel. I have been working on my books. Yeah, still haven't finished any drafts yet. I have been spending a lot of time on Twitter recently. I've been taking part in a few pretty awesome Twitter prompt challenge things like word incense, hashtag. I'll link that down below. It's like Twitter is full of these awesome little things that you can use to like flex your writerly muscles. But one of the coolest things that has happened so far this month was I saw a call out by a lovely woman who was looking for people to review her book. And this is my review. The book is called Enlightened and it's by Billie Kowalewski, and I will be honest, it's something that I would have picked up to read if I was 14, 15. And I know for a fact because when I read it, it reminded me of the books that I used to read when I was like 14, 15 years old. It was a box of feelings. I'm going to try my best to try and unpack that box for you. If you like the sound of this book, you should definitely go out and buy it. It's on Google Play. It is an interesting little book. So the main theme of the book is kind of like everlasting love. And I'm not talking just like boy meets girl kind of love. I'm talking like soulmate love. Like they are the corner piece of a jigsaw puzzle and you are the little piece that like gets stuck underneath the couch and completes the jigsaw puzzle. Soulmates. I don't want to give too much away at this point, but it is a very unique love story. The book starts out in the way that most teen books would kind of start out, for maybe the first 3 pages. It's very rare that you'd find a love story that starts off with the death of the main character's one true love. However, when you're actually introduced to the characters that are going to be going through the story, I kind of wasn't expecting that. Billie's kind of created this heaven, and I didn't quite realize that at first. It kind of seemed like I wasn't sure whether it was aliens. I wasn't sure if it was like some kind of paranormal other world, but no, it turns out that it is heaven. And I really, really liked that. The idea is that Harmony, our main character, and at first you don't realize that she's called Harmony, is basically like an angel, but everyone is kind of angels. So Earth is like some big schoolhouse where you learn things and you come back and you live. You have the stories and the experiences that happen on Earth, as well as the overarching storyline that happens in heaven, but I believe it's called Utopia. Utopia sounds like a really cool place. I love the way that she constructs the world, where Utopia is like this mishmash of different times, different peoples. People take the themes and experiences that they really love from Earth and they stick it in heaven. My idea of heaven would probably be lots of pink, fluffy things, heavy metal, and the odd unicorn or two. We're introduced to our secondary character, Kaleb, and I actually really, really like the way that he's introduced. I have a soft spot for characters that argue, because it is one of the most telltale signs that these two characters are going to have some form of cool relationship. Because for you to truly waste the time and energy to argue with someone, it means that that someone means something to you. So that was cool. What I really loved was that not only did you have the development of this relationship in Utopia and in heaven, but you kind of got a glimpse of their relationship on Earth and how that kind of affected how they acted in heaven as well. One of the things that was mentioned in the blurb that actually really caught my attention was the reference to Harmony dying a lot. The idea is that these people go to Earth, they live their lives, they learn their lessons, and then when they die, they go back to heaven. However, Harmony just kind of keeps dying for no particular reason. When you find out that reason, it is actually really nice. I'm not gonna spoil that too much for you because it's a nice thing to discover by yourself. I think one of the only drawbacks to the book that I experienced personally was that there is a considerable amount of time in the middle of the book that's dedicated to these two characters basically lying in each other's arms, talking about and thinking about how much they love each other more than existence itself. But then I thought about it. Given the age that I am now, I've had relationships and I'm married and I've been through all these life experiences, and it kind of made me realize that sometimes when it comes to things like this, I can be a little bit jaded. This was kind of like a surprise that I discovered, and I actually went back and read those chapters again. And the nice surprise that was hidden in there that I didn't get the first time is that it kind of reminded me of that nice, warm, glowy feeling that you get to hold the man that you love in your arms for the first time. Or woman. I have experienced both, and both are equally as good. However, that went on for about 4 chapters, and as far as developing the story, nothing really much happened for that 4 chapters. By the time I got to like chapter 16, the end of chapter 16, chapter 17, I was like, okay, when's the complication coming? Not much happened. It was mainly relationship development, and it just kept, this is really nice, and what's gonna go wrong? It reached a point and then just kept going. The other thing that kind of it stuck out to me only because I'm a word person. I pay attention to words, and I'm also quite a fast reader. So I read like chapter 12 to the end in about less than an afternoon. To me, this stuck out a fair amount. She really likes the term his honey-like scent. I actually did a count, and she uses the term honey-like scent 17 times in the book. And at one point she used it 3 times over about 9 pages. So yeah. If you're a fast reader, you will notice this. If you're a normal speed reader, you'll be fine. And Kaleb smells like honey. The setup though for what does eventually go wrong is handled really well, and that I think is why we spend so much time focusing on how happy these two people are together, so that when you see the complication coming, it is sticking out from a mile off. So the entire time that you're going through these 4 chapters where these two characters are so in love and everything's going fantastically, you just know, hey, that thing's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. When is it gonna happen? Oh my god, is it gonna happen? Happen already. Oh my god, it's gonna happen. It's happening. It's happening. And I really like that in a writer where they let the audience kind of figure out for themselves that something bad is going to happen, and they know that it's going to happen. But if you draw it out, then it's going to get to the point where they go, oh my god, happen already, happen already. Ah, it's happening. And then it's kind of like a car crash that you can't look away from. And as the characters are so happy and everything's rainbows as they're walking towards the edge of the cliff that's going to bring about their demise, you're there going, no, don't do the thing. And then they do the thing. The world that Billie has created, it makes you reevaluate and think, if you were to leave Earth and go to the place that would make you the absolute happiest, what would it look like? Considering the audience that this book is for, I think that Billie has done this absolutely fantastically. It is perfect for the tweens that are into like their twilight, and it actually reminded me of a book that I read when I was around about that age, about a girl who died and then she went to heaven, and it was like the same kind of themes, the same way that Billie has created this world that is essentially heaven was great, and it translates really, really well with young teens. So if you've got any kids, girls or boys, who are really into their sweet kind of romances with a little bit of hip coolness, yeah, go for it. I will leave you guys with a little bit of a warning. You may want to buy both of her books, Enlightenment and Divided, at the same time, because yeah, I got the first book graciously given to me by Billie, and then I finished it. I'm not going to give away the ending, but I immediately went out and bought the next one. You cannot read these two with a space in between, so just a warning. Anyway, so that's all I have to say about Enlightenment. I actually kind of really enjoyed it, and I'm probably going to use this experience to read and take on a few more tween romances, because it makes me feel like I'm 13 again. If you guys have any suggestions, feel free to pop them down below. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Take part in some of these awesome Twitter challenges that I have on my Twitter profile. Suggest a book to me if there are any books that you want to see me review, or that you want to see me read, or that you just want to get a random idea of what I think about it. Like, if you care about my opinion, feel free, let me know. Until then, keep writing.